This is insanity. I've been away for a while, but let's jump back into Jeff Sokol.
I mean, you're painting me to be an evil person that doesn't care about anyone's well-being, and I'm admitting to you that it's wrong. If anybody who hears a story like this is going to think I'm doing something wrong,
Even you thought so.
if they don't know all the facts.
Well, you thought so too, because you researched.
What
the law,
facts, Jeff?
Right?
Which
Yeah, I was,
facts are there to exonerate
researching
you?
stuff for things that I wanted to know. If I did this, what would happen? If I did that, what would happen? Doesn't mean I was going to do it.
Yeah, I just wanted to Google the penalties of the crime I may
I just
commit.
wanted to know what
It's the big deal.
What would the ramifications be if you served her alcohol
what are the rules?
and she got hammered at home with you? Is that cool?
Well, yeah.
Did you circumvent that?
I wasn't going to let her get hammered.
You just gonna have a little vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A drink.
Who were you in her
A drink.
life?
You were going to let a 13-year-old have some vodka.
It's okay.
Brilliant.
Well, now, I'm not going to I'm not going to be forcefully take the bottle away from her. I'm just to say, look,
That's not what anyone's talking about, whether or not you would forcefully take the bottle away from a young teen raiding her mother's liquor cabinet. People were talking about whether you would give hard alcohol to a child who has just entered her teenage years. That's the discussion at hand.
have one drink, have a drink, people, they have a drink. They hang out and have a drink. It's pretty normal.
Yeah, the junior highs. Everyone just hangs out under the bleachers and has a drink. It's totally normal.
She's 13.
She's probably had many drinks.
At
Dickhead.
13.
She said she has.
Do you see a psychiatrist?
That
or
doesn't
anything?
give you the right to give her a drink.
For what?
OCD, depression.
What do you take?
And there it is. He is admitting to OCD and depression. And I think this next part coming up, I don't really care for Detective Kelly's pressing of the matter. You'll see.
Does that help?
I'm not sure.
What's your OCD? What are you fixated on?
Are you a doctor?
I honestly don't want to get into it.
Because that's probably what we're talking about.
No, I mean, it's personal.
So what?
That's the part that I don't like is when Kelly is like, so what? I don't know. That just rubs me the wrong way. Like, even in the setting of an interrogation where, Detective Kelly may be trying to present this whole scenario as if it's just two guys casually discussing different things in order to put the suspect at ease and elicit some kind of admittance, but that wouldn't happen in a real life conversation. If someone showed discomfort at disclosing personal details about their mental state or psychological difficulties, the other person would back off. So I think that makes Kelly's presentation just appear all the more staged.
It's just they don't talk about it with everyone.
Yeah, don't violate my HIPAA rights, detective.
So, I mean, I went to an OCD convention last month. I'm, working, trying to,
I don't think your police training is equipped to
my issues.
deal with the nuances of clinical depression.
It's tough.
I feel for it. It's probably horrible.
I go through it every day, and it's tough. And, sometimes, I want to do things to distract myself, and, so I don't have to go through it, because, the OCD happens a lot when I'm by myself. It happens much less.
Yeah, which is true. I've suffered from OCD, and it does hit you most when you're
Especially
alone.
if I'm having fun, and I thought that would tonight.
It's unfortunate.
And, you have to deal with an OCD or depression or whatever.
Do you fixate on either, porn or girls or younger girls? Is that ever the focus of your, no? You sure? You're kind of closing your eyes and shaking your head. Is it?
Kelly's trying to shoehorn this sexually deviant activity into the realm of OCD, which is untrue. OCD does not manifest itself in like pedophilia. OCD is more like a compulsive, repetitious behavior that intrudes in a person's life. So, repetitive hand washing is the classic example, or feeling that you need to check the lock on your front door dozens of times despite knowing for a fact that you did it right the first time. It's that kind of activity. It's not grooming a 13-year-old for sex. So I don't know. I think Kelly should stay in his lane in this one.
I'm tired, yeah. It's never happened. Okay. I've never pursued a girl that age.
Is there anything on your phone that might
Kelly just cracked his knuckles.
show us any other younger females that maybe you communicate with, whether it's texting or
Like,
calling?
I wish I could bust these knuckles
No.
right in
No,
that
I mean, when you
stupid
say-
mug
when
of
you say
yours.
Young females, yes, I mean, I talk to females,
But what's a young female, younger female, other than Bailey? Who's Kim D?
She's 42.
Maria Chester?
Here we go again with Kelly looking at the text conversations from Sokol's phone,
Who's this?
just perusing through the history of chats that he's had.
315 Brian.
It's just like
I know.
calling out random names from the different threads he finds.
Friend,
How old?
my age.
How old?
917?
I have to see if there's no.
You said your VM wasn't set, I looked into the case, it was closed.
Oh, that's a book.
Related to work.
Yeah.
He's like, who's Red Robin?
Fritz.
And Jeff's like, I was just
Yeah.
making reservations at Red Robin. Who's Applebee's?
Marnie.
Ex-girlfriend.
Older.
My age.
Chanel.
Oh, that was a chick that I met in Vegas.
How old is she?
She's probably in her 20s.
So if you had your,
Yeah, so the detective is just, going through all these different contacts and then just reading out names that he finds, and then Jeff has to explain like the age and who these people are. And you'll notice that Kelly gives him no points for the ones that are of legal age or just like, a work contact or whatever. I mean, this should display to you that if you're in an interrogation room, it's like, keep your fucking mouth shut without an attorney. You're going to gain no points in anything that is like an innocent activity in your history. But, once they find that, those bits of evidence against you, you're going to face the full brunt of that. So it's a lose-lose situation if you talk.
druthers, would you typically go for a girl that's,
Age isn't the primary.
no, but you tend to be attracted to maybe girls that are more like teen-like or teeny boppers?
No, that's not true.
Teen-
No, I'm just asking, I don't know.
It's not true though, because like,
If you're not.
Are you into
if
the
are,
K-pop?
it's not. I mean,
girls?
like I'm seeing last couple of girls that I've dated, actually the last 3 have been my age.
Were you happy with them, or were you not
Jeff is
satisfied
age
because you were looking
agnostic.
for something else, like a younger type
I was happy.
girl?
I was happy. But they just, for whatever reason, didn't work out. I mean,
There's no sexual issue with them, everything was cool, they were attractive, whatever, to you?
correct.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the part of the interrogation that I find somewhat humorous. And that Detective Kelly is over it. He's going to start wrapping up the interview despite the fact that Sokol wants to keep talking, which is odd to me because I'm used to watching murder interrogations, and those homicide detectives, they're not going anywhere. They're going to stay in that interrogation room for days to get a confession from the suspect. They'll have rotating shifts of detectives come in and just tag team and gangbang the person that they think committed the crime as long as it takes. They'll even like send the suspect back to his prison cell for for a night of sleep and then pull him back out and just start going after him again. They are relentless. So it's very interesting for me to see. Obviously this is not as serious a crime as triple homicide. So it is interesting for me to see a police detective essentially say, "I'm done," before the suspect has confessed and before the suspect is ready to be done as well.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
I love that line. Do you have any questions for me? That's the wrap it up line. That's basically the light
What
behind
do
the
you
audience saying,
like,
you know,
Well, since nothing
30 seconds
really
out, wrap it
happened,
up.
it's criminal attempt.
Right, so that's what I'm.
And I think you signed the form downstairs. You should have seen the charges, but it's criminal attempt at sexual assault first degree.
Sign what form?
With the yellow, we call them the UAR forms. There's 4 sheets.
Yeah, you said that I was just signing that.
But they have your charges on there, on the bottom. You didn't see your charges?
No, I thought it was just.
This is a
signing-
great
I just
pose
thought
right
it was
here.
just signing that I gave him fingerprints.
Okay, well, that's not exactly
This
the
fat
case.
gut
You're arrested. They're
in his
felonies.
medium,
Criminal
long
attempt.
sleeved plaid shirt
Sexual
from
assault first
the
degree.
buckle store at
Would
the
never
mall.
agree to that.
Well, it doesn't matter if you agree. If you
Terrible.
don't have to agree, that's what we're charging you with.
All right, but I'm saying, like, I would never sign.
You're not
you.
signing that you're guilty, you're signing that the information on the sheet is accurate.
And that you charge me. That's what
Well,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
It's
but
like a
it doesn't
traffic
matter.
ticket.
If
It's
you
not an
didn't sign
admission
it,
of
would it change
guilt
anything?
by
No.
signing it.
Doesn't mean
You're just
like, oh, he doesn't
acknowledging
admit
what
to
the
this.
police
So what are the
are
charges again?
accusing you of.
Criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree, because you obviously.
You're
didn't
stating that you
actually
understand
engage
what
in
the
that, but we
police
believe
are
that was
accusing
your
you
intention.
of. You're not saying you did
Enticing
it.
a minor and risk of injury to a minor.
I like that little
You're
weird head
shaking your
shake.
head.
Yeah.
But like,
That's like a
honestly,
nuh-uh
there's a
kinda head
mirror
shake.
in front of you, but there's a reflection. Like if you really look at yourself and think about what occurred, I think you're probably a very bright guy. I imagine you might be, but you're still in this weird.
He's a
funk of,
mad
like, denial,
scientist.
Like, yeah, it's not what you think.
He's
I wasn't gonna do
Reanimator.
that. Like truly look at yourself and be like, I fucked up bad. I
I would say I fucked up.
Overpriced.
No, there's people that maybe get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever.
No, I fucked up by coming down.
No, you fucked up by contacting a 12-year-old girl, dude. 13-year-old girl.
I never.
Coming here was just like one arm of the whole thing, one little tentacle. If you're texting a girl
Tentacle
who's
porn.
13 about getting laid with her, getting her mother to sign a marriage certificate, and I'm being redundant, drinking alcohol that her mother has a bottle of vodka, those are the fucked up. The whole point of you even communicating with the girl is fucked up, never mind the rest of it. It's not just coming here.
Sokol tried the Dupay excuse of I came to a house and that was the crime I committed. No, man.
You know what I mean? That's just the end result, the finality part of it, I guess you say. But
Great
the fact that you
gesture of
communicated with her.
exasperation
If I
on
was talking
Sokol's
to a girl
part.
that ever found out she was at my age, like less than 20 years old, I'd be like, honey, good luck in your, in your search and your chase, whatever, but it ain't happening with me, you know what I mean? And you're talking to a girl you know or think is 13 years old. That's a problem. So until you actually like admit that to yourself and be like, either it's the OCD that got the best of you, maybe you're depressed, maybe you just needed to hang out, you're lonely. There's all kinds of reasons.
Jeff's
Oh,
been
there's
nursing
all kinds
this
of behavior. I could make
single
up stuff too.
paper
maybe some
cup
of
of
it's
water. I bet you there's not
true,
even any
but it
water
doesn't
in it. He's just
excuse,
doing the motions of
again,
drinking.
talking to a child and trying to have sex with her.
Again, and when you say that, honestly, I don't think it's fair to say that.
You put it in your words how tonight should be looked at
I
by.
understand that, how everybody here would think that. I understand that.
You would think it too. What do you do exactly? You're an insurance
I would
agent.
think that.
You would know it. You would do a report on it and be like, this fucking guy is trying to bang this chick, like tonight.
I don't think that's how insurance reports work.
You know, you didn't come down 3 days ago when the mother was home. You didn't come down during broad daylight. You came down on Saturday night, booze, Cialis, yada, yada, yada. I didn't search your car, but, you know, who knows, maybe there's something else in your car. You know, a lot of guys bring condoms and different things and stuff like this. I don't know if you had those, but your mother could sign, so it won't be an issue. Come on.
Shout out to Joey's teacup.
Please. For your well-being in the future, like admit it to yourself and digest it and get help for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
I've learned a lesson.
it's sick.
I learned a lesson.
It's not just like, you're on the fringe, it's a little questionable. No, this is like horrible. You know, this is like awful.
You have a view, you think it's awful. I think it's bad, but my intentions were good. My intentions were never to have sex with her.
Never?
My intentions were not to have sex with her.
When?
How did that work out for Kenneth Brinkman? The whole, my intentions were not to have sex. I don't even have sex with people if they're 40 argument. How did that work out for them in the end? Jeff, you were old enough to remember when TCAP was must-see TV, so with all the research that you did, it's astonishing that you did not watch a single TCAP uncut video and see that all the arguments that you're prepared to present, if it was a sting, that those all fell apart for hundreds of previous predators that came before you. Yeah. Know your history,
You said it
Mr.
before.
Sokol.
Unless it was perfect.
Maybe not tonight.
Unless it was perfect.
Doomed to repeat it.
You'd never risk that.
So regardless of like the
I mean,
fact that
it-
she's that age, if there was some weird loophole in some, you know,
I even said it, though.
older law
I
that we
said it
could get,
over
we
and
could get
over.
some
Detective.
relative to sign something, to do something, okay, now it's legal. She's still
If
fucking
you were
13
Jerry
years
Lee
old, dude.
Lewis,
If we fell in love with each other,
Are you really at that level with this chick? This like kind of,
I said if.
aren't
Who
you
knows?
jumping like way, way, way ahead?
Yeah, I always
She's
think that way.
13.
I always think
You
that
wanted to
way.
get her drunk tonight, basically.
See,
You did. You did. Come on, we looked at your phone. Right?
Well, yeah, it says that, but
I didn't say it.
doesn't mean
you got both guys basically doing the palms to the air, what's up pose. Like, this is the come on man pose. Projected at each other. It's like the two Spider-Mans pointing at each
doesn't
other.
mean we're going to just have one drink. So again, you're assuming all this stuff.
13!
You're assuming
And
all
she's
this
drinking
stuff.
vodka. You didn't say, well, you could have a little sip. But who are you in her life anyways to even talk about that? Come on. Just, I don't want to go round and round with you. It's getting late.
It's
Kind
getting
of frustrating.
I'm frustrated. I'm not sure if it's commonplace for a police investigator to tell the suspect that they're interrogating that they're frustrated. I don't know if that's a good thing to do in this battle of wills to reveal your emotional state to that degree, but
I'm sorry. you're
Around to
frustrated.
like the side that is like kind of, you know, right, and maybe when you looked at what you did tonight, you'd be like, holy
Can I
fuck,
just
did
say
I
something?
fuck up bad.
Of course, I'm not an idiot. I understand.
I don't think you are either.
I understand.
That's why I'm surprised that you're kind of stoic. Like, no, My intentions were pure.
Stoic.
Well, I'm just being honest.
He
but
called
listen,
Jeff stoic.
I understand that there's a
It's
lot
open
of
for
wrong.
debate.
There's a lot of wrong here. I
Jeff is an
understand.
Easter Island
And-
statue.
You are the adult in the equation. It's not like you're, 15 and she's 12 and like, you should know better. You're 44.
Look, the scholar's cradle of Jeff's hands. He's about to give a dissertation.
Like I said, Detective, I know this is wrong.
Proceed with the
I know
lecture,
that it
Jeff.
looks awful.
Yeah.
And if I was to walk out of here right now,
Wishful
I've,
thinking.
I've learned a nasty lesson, and that never to even go near this again because it's not worth it, no matter what the intentions are. That's what I've learned. I mean, I'm scared shitless right now. I'm not showing it maybe. It's just my personality.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think I'm, some people think I'm cocky, some people think I'm confident, but whatever.
No, it's not cocky or confident. You're just a douchebag.
A lot of times I'm not. That's my personality.
Personality's
I know I
fucked.
have weaknesses. Yes, I'm lonely. I mean, I've had trouble, meeting people, just, so, yeah, I go online and I talk to people. It's like something to do, a lot of people do it. I've talked to other people about that.
So what?
But why they talk to random people? Because I want to know what other people are like. What are they?
Nobody has.
Jeff's
an
a
issue with
human
it.
analyst.
Consenting adults. If you're talking to random
He's the
people,
Joe
by all
Rogan
means,
of
do what
She's
you want.
the only one
Pedophiles.
that hasn't been, yeah, but
How
all
could
the
it be
other
what?
ones. Young.
Young? Yeah, like 13.
Yes, too young. I shouldn't
Not like
I shouldn't be talking to her.
17 or
I
16.
get it. I shouldn't be talking to her. I get it.
You're just not digesting that whole part of it, like it's how...
Digesting is a good term to use.
You're lonely. So yeah, everybody's got a song and a dance and say, oh, you have OCD and I'm lonely, I'm depressed, and okay, fine, but she's 13. You can be your, if you are, no offense, like lonely and depressed self at 44 and
I know
try to
that.
cope with that as an adult person in society, right? And medication and other avenues, and you got probably insurance and a good job, and you're gonna prey on a 13-year-old girl?
Well, I know.
And give her alcohol to fuck her? To make yourself feel better on a Saturday night? Like, seriously, that's what happened. I just about guarantee it. So, you say what you want, I don't want to argue with you, no offense.
I don't wanna argue with
You
you
believe
either.
what you believe supposedly, I'm not sure if you can do. And I kinda
He's trying to wrap it
know.
up. He's trying to get out of this room.
That's it.
So
you're
let's get you out of
charged-
here
I
to a
told you about your
transport
charges.
officer.
I'll show up to you downstairs. Yeah, and if they didn't talk to you about bond yet, maybe they didn't.
I can't make
Uh,
bond.
We'll talk about bond with the lieutenant, and, that's kind of it for this moment. But do you have any questions for me? We're just kind of going around and around, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's frustrating for you.
Well, it'd be less frustrating, and I'd feel better about you in the whole situation if you were like, oh my God, did I fuck up or what? Like, that was horrible. I probably did want to get laid. Sometimes, whether it's the OCD or depression or both get the best of me, I was focused on her, nobody else is in my, whatever, I don't put words in your mouth, but like something like that. But do you see how fucked up this is?
Kelly wants to confess on behalf of Jeff. Kelly's like, let me write out the full confession and just have you sign it. We got a notary downstairs. We'll take care of it. And then I'll plead guilty for you in court.
Jeff, oh my God, I do, and I gotta get help, and you're still acting like your intentions are pure and you really aren't gonna do anything so bad. That's just not true. I'd give you the benefit of the doubt if I thought there was a benefit, there was a doubt.
Sokol's sighs are so obnoxious. He did that in front of Hanson too.
At the end of the day, nobody got hurt because we stepped in. I don't know that...
This is a weird expression.
We were successful.
This is just an expression of I misunderstood completely.
At least today, like, we were able to step in, you didn't get
I'm
hurt.
completely
She didn't get
vilified
hurt 'cause she,
unjustly.
we were there, but if we weren't, the 12 or 13-year-old girl would probably be cocked right now, and you'd be, as an adult man, doing kind of whatever you wanted to her with her. And her mother's not home till whatever, tomorrow or the next day.
I mean, if you see in the note, in the notes, I wasn't planning on staying over. I told her that. I told her I had to go home because I have a dog, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I wish I had more text about that stuff, but I mean, it's just not stuff that you
There's probably a lot of innocent texts, I'm sure there are. Like, most of us, we have got, like, stupid, just kind of random little thoughts and things. when we
Stupid
talk,
random
it's
little
no big deal,
thoughts.
but,
He's like, all you do,
yeah,
Jeff, is
text
just
or
shit
whatever,
post.
It's just,
You just
I don't know. how you
tweet
try to
stupid shit all
defend
day.
What your intentions were, because I just don't think they were,
Yeah, detective.
yeah.
Why would I tell her all the ramifications? I could go to jail, blah, 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 all this stuff about being with a minor.
Your
Why would I
understanding
go
of the
through all that telling her that?
ramifications
If I
does
didn't,
not
like,
excuse
actually
you.
care about it. I do care about
I
it.
care about getting caught, you don't want to get caught.
No, yeah, no, I care about.
15 will
I
get
don't
you
even know if I
20.
can trust her. You know,
Right, so you're warning
that work
her
out
not
for
to
Tim
tell
Isaac?
anybody.
well, even saying that doesn't mean anything.
Knowing the
Well, otherwise you
potential
wouldn't say it, right?
No, but like,
penalties
it
if
really, in the end,
convicted.
it doesn't mean anything if you don't know somebody. You know,
Sure,
I
then
don't
she
think
could
that's
be
right.
blurting out to everybody on Facebook, but you were telling her for self-interest to kind of protect your own ass. Because you know it's wrong, and she may or may not know it's wrong, but you're telling her it's wrong, and you can get in a lot of trouble, so you're kind of warning her, like, keep it quiet, and...
Yeah, but I also know, detective, I also know that this type of thing, if I was to go through with this, like you think I was going to do, I also know that just because she says that she's not gonna tell anyone, I can't take her at her word, and that's why I wasn't gonna have sex with her. I wanted to meet her, and that's it. And
All
I
right,
know
so,
you don't believe me.
it's-
I know you don't believe me, but.
Nah, no offense, I really don't, but
Yeah.
if you drank some vodka and you limited her to her intake, or
It's like, you're a fucking
supposedly,
liar, no offense though.
she got a little bit drunk, and the mother got upset tomorrow because half the bottle of vodka's gone, and she rats you out, or the mother goes to the phone and finds out that you were over, you're okay with that? That's okay?
Yeah.
Getting a 13-year-old drunk on a Saturday night?
No,
And you know what the second allegation would be, right?
No.
The mother's gonna be like, this weird guy from Boston came down and fucked my
Weird
daughter,
guy from
and I went to
Boston.
a rape kit, and I was
Too many to
arrested."
choose from.
right, let's
The
back.
daughter's gonna say, no, we didn't have sex, and you're gonna say, no, I don't know what you're talking about, we have to do this whole thing. In reality, maybe you did have sex. And we think, I wouldn't be charging you if I didn't think that that was your intention, just so you know.
So you can charge me based on.
You've already been charged, yeah, those 3 charges. Criminal attempt.
You signed the
Because
form
if
that
we
had the
were
charges on
In
it.
these positions in that house, and you actually had that girl, like that real girl, and you came down to meet her, yeah, we believe that that was your intention, yes. Have sex with her. Not to kiss her and give her a hug, but to have sex with her.
That is interesting that they had him sign the form with the charges on it. It's like, wouldn't most people who understand a little bit about the criminal justice system take one look at that form and say, okay, I'll sign it as required, but since you're already charging me, there's no reason for me to walk into an interrogation room with you. So we're done. Show me to a cell.
Okay.
You wouldn't be here otherwise.
All right, I
That's our
understand.
intention.
That's a very weird
Yeah,
thing
that
for the
was-
police to
that's our
do up
position,
front.
so, anyways, I don't wanna, again, go round and round with
Right,
it.
Kelly
and
wants to
I don't
wrap
want
it
you to
up.
think that
He's like, I got
just
game shows to watch
not
at home.
taking this seriously.
I think you're taking it serious, I just don't think you're being honest with yourself. No, you're not unique in that, a lot of people try to,
I'm admitting, yes, I mean, I agree to all that. We
He's like,
talked
I
about
got
having
old
sex,
episodes
we
of Bonanza
talked
to
about
watch,
it.
which are more
Virgin,
interesting than talking to you,
This girl's a virgin,
Mr. Sokol.
you're not gonna have sex with her, which, again, we've already gone round and round, like, I know what I believe I know what your intentions were. But it's like, you can ask a 13-year-old girl that. You slept with one guy more than once, a couple times, I'm surprised, like, who would do that? Most girls at your age are virgins, so I'm impressed.
Who would do it?
What?
Who would do it? Okay, I mean,
they're just gonna stare at each other now. Kelly's like, continue. We're done? Okay. Thought so.
Yeah.
guess I can't say it any differently. I know I shouldn't have been talking to her, and I regret that. And
That makes me feel a little better.
I'm never
Initially, you're like, I shouldn't have come down here. No, you fucked up when you started talking to her.
yes,
That's wrong.
you're right. I shouldn't be talking
Period.
to her. I shouldn't.
And
be.
then it only got
Shouldn't be
worse from
tempted.
there.
I shouldn't be tempted like that, to come down and yes, then I know you're saying that one thing leads to another, and sex can happen, but I'm being honest.
The
And
experts
I'm being
all say
honest
one
when I
thing
say
leads to
I was
another.
not going to have sex with her. I wasn't
He's
gonna
channeling Jim
I'm
Rutherford.
not going to risk going to jail.
Not today, right? Supposedly, maybe not today.
I wasn't making that decision right now.
Who was it?
Me, I wasn't going to make that decision. I was just going to meet her and see if I even liked her or she liked me. I mean, that's really.
What if you hit it off and you have a glass of vodka or whatever, orange juice and vodka or
But I
something?
said- but I just
She's
said-
cute, and you're like, get the house to yourself, and
Vodka, a glass of vodka, like straight?
I'm telling you, I went
No
in with
ice
the
even?
mindset that I wasn't going to have sex with
Yeah,
her.
that's great.
That's the
I-
mindset,
I've
because
gone-
Oh,
I've
yeah,
gone
that's
to
right. That's
places-
probably what the
I've gone to
orange
places
juice was
with a good
for.
mindset, and the shit goes upside down. within a
Before
minute.
Jeff
Yeah,
started
because a lot of
downing
people
it
don't care about
pre-pizza.
circumstances.
I know you did, and you researched it. and
No
everything.
vodka
Right, I care
added.
about it. I don't want to go to jail. So I mean,
Weakest
why risk-
screwdriver
why
ever.
risk my whole life. I didn't think going down to meet her and just like see if I liked her was going to be an issue because I had no bad intentions.
Did you own a TV in the late
I know it
2000s?
doesn't fit a debate. It looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. I agree.
Have you
All right,
ever
listen,
heard of Chris
we probably
Hansen?
beat this dead horse.
I know we
We're
have.
going around and around, but
Listen, I
I'm
understand
glad you
why.
talked to me. I
Listen.
appreciate it.
I understand why you think. I get it.
Walter
I get
Cronkite?
why you think my intentions were different. I get
Because
it.
you think it too.
No, I get it.
Yeah, as you should, as everybody should. Period. No big deal. I don't even know you. You're probably like a decent human being somewhere in there. You make really bad choices.
Decent
Why would
human
I-
being
why would I
somewhere
lie to
in
you?
there.
Why would I lie to you?
Because you can't face the
You were
truth.
probably decent when you were 2 years old.
That's the reality. I mean,
I know
it could be a
something
combination of the OCD stuff.
Do you think if I walk out of here right now, that I would?
Okay, this is a great segment coming up. So, Jeff is going to once again propose this idea of if he were just to be magically let go, does Detective Kelly think that he would reoffend? And Kelly basically, insists that, yeah, I believe that you would reoffend. And the level of offense that Jeff takes to it is just classic. Watch this.
After all of this.
Today?
No, never. Yeah, if I walked out right now, do you think I would do this again ever again?
Right away?
And whenever in my life.
Probably not right away. Do I think you'd do it eventually if you didn't seek some type of help for it?
Really?
Yeah, I do. I don't know one guy. I don't know. Maybe guys I know do it, and I'm unaware of it.
Sokol
I don't know
is
anybody in
mortified.
their personal life or professional life.
He cannot believe Kelly just said
Even
that.
in their 20s, that would talk to a 12 or 13-year-old girl about anything other than coaching soccer. 'Cause their
Kelly
daughter plays
is
on the team.
so
Nothing
affronted.
Sexual. There's no
He cannot
texting, nothing
believe
creepy.
I'm just asking
what
you,
Kelly is
yeah,
telling
to
him.
Me, like, do you think that I could control myself and not do this? And do you think I've learned a lesson?
You just told me you have OCD so bad you went to a convention. You apparently can't control yourself at certain times, right?
Yeah,
No
but-
offense.
Yeah, but OCD is unrelated.
Whatever. Maybe it is. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's other issues.
Yeah,
It's
you are not a
unrelated. I can
doctor,
control
From the
myself.
medication. Well, could you control yourself with
Dr.
this?
Kelly.
Well, I can control myself, my actions. I can control my actions.
You drove down
You're
on
not
the
saying
fucking
elsewhere.
Orange, going, you want to get her
So
drunk.
do you think that I would do this again?
He's
After
back
all
to
of this,
that.
After like, oh, it's a
I'm going to say I hope
He is
not.
aghast
Again, I
that
don't wanna argue with
Kelly
you.
would suggest that he would do it
You
again
If you would do
if
this,
somehow
you
let go
insulted me.
if you would do
today.
this up until this is tonight.
cannot
this is
believe
like
it.
6 months ago, right?
His reputation
This
has
is
been
right now.
harmed. His
Tonight.
honor
Do I think you
has
would do
been
it
insulted.
for some
He's going to
reason?
challenge Kelly to a duel.
You got out of this, and there was some kind of weird, hey,
Duel me at
yeah,
Barron's,
you're all set,
noob.
Don't worry about court. No problem. Those charges are dropped. See you later. Do I think you would do it again? Yeah, I do. I'd probably just about bet my life and career on it, actually, because I don't think anybody would do that. And then, do I think it's the first time he did it? No, I don't.
Okay.
Because that's just, if it is the first time, it's almost more bizarre than if it's not. Because if it's the first time, what the fuck drove you to do that?
I mean, what probably drove him to do that, if it was his first time, was the unmitigated technical skills of Tetrad Core to dupe these pedos into showing up. That's what drove him into that. It's like the in the TCAP era where a lot of the predators said that it was the first time in. I kind of believe them because number one, look at the looks of most of them. So what 13-year-old is gonna even give them the time of day. Um, but yeah, it's because perverted justice was so good at what they did is what afforded them the opportunity to try it, which I believe for many of them the first time. I mean, there were like straight up pedos like your Rabbi David Kays who were repeat offenders because they were that fucking sick. But the ones that were more predators of opportunity, like your Lubranos and the ones that I think they were just desperate for any kind of female attention. Yeah, I do believe that it was the first time for a lot of them. And just like now, I don't think that Jeff's ever had the opportunity to have many women, much less a 13-year-old Bailey, show any sort of interest towards him. So, yeah, kudos to Tetrad Corps doing their duty,
Understand it more if you said
doing their tour of duty.
younger teenage girls, and this girl's a little younger than most, but
Eugene
you know what I
Bailey.
mean? But you're actually acting like, well, no, she was pretty cool. I want to hang out. I'm like, that's just to me, it's I can't wrap my head around that. Again, knowing girls of that age, I know what they look like and act like. Other than texting, like stuff like, hey, there's a game tomorrow, make sure everybody's there or something, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for your
There's
version
5 minutes
or
to go. I'm just going to power through to the end.
whatever, all the other stuff we've already covered. So until you recognize that and like kind of accept
Sokol
it,
is deflated
there's
at this
the guy
point.
that's
He's
looking at you right
he's
there,
still
and all these
flabbergasted
questions,
that Kelly thinks that
then
he
you're
would
never gonna
reoffend.
get well either.
You can't take me at my word when I say.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, he's still harping on it. He's still harping on the insult to his
I
character.
wouldn't want to go near this situation.
You wouldn't want to. Do I think you can control it?
His character and his intelligence are called the question.
No, because why would you do it if you could control it? As soon as you found out she was 12 or 13, whatever is in dispute here, you should have been like, peace, I'm out of here, good luck with the teenage boys, or whatever. Instead, you continue this whole thing for weeks
No, it's wrong to do
and
that.
drive from a major metropolitan area where there's probably, to be
Crude.
all kinds of women, let's just say. And you're
Let's
coming
just
down
say
Spiritual
women,
Connecticut
Kelly.
with this 13
I wonder what Detective Kelly was really wanting to say right there. What street lingo he would use if he was with his
Millions of
boys.
people in the Boston area, people that are transient and regular,
If I really,
permanent
if
people.
I really wanted to pray.
He's like, there are a lot of hoes in Boston.
Maybe you do. I don't know.
I see. Okay.
I don't know, right?
I think that's about
You don't know,
the
maybe I
ninth
don't know
time
either, so I'm
Kelly has
assuming that,
stacked and
You know,
restacked
this is the first time
that chat
possibly,
log,
do I
and
know
then
that? Oh, I
now he's
don't know
using
that.
phones as the paperweights.
Um,
He's like, this is to signify I'm ready to get the fuck out of this room.
Can you tell me the bond, what bond is?
I actually don't know, but when I walk you downstairs, I'll find out.
Okay. What's the next, what's gonna happen?
Well, there's gonna be a bond, and either you're able to post the bond, at which point you would usually get a bondsman and get out and have a future court date. I didn't see what they gave you for a court date. If you can't post the bond, today's Saturday night, we keep you till Monday morning, and we bring you over to the court in Bridgeport. At which point you'd be arraigned, and they either, continue or keep the bond at that level.
We'll throw you in the
or
trunk
drop
tank
it
for
down,
the
or
weekend.
in the meantime, you made arrangements to post the
Only
bond.
it's the pedo tank.
Does that make sense? So if you can't post the bond,
You're
you're gonna
gonna
be in our
enjoy
custody
your
from
new
today
cellmates.
until Monday morning, and you could actually remain in custody, even though you go to court that day, depending on the bond.
Velez, comma,
If the
Jesse
bond
is your new cellmate.
doable for you, you would get out and return to court, like say in 2 weeks, to go to your first court date.
Which would be.
That would be like, that would be down here in Bridgeport, next to Fairfield, and that would be like your first court date of probably several, regarding this.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy Connecticut because you're going to be a resident for quite a while.
I'm not trying to beat you up. It was a horrible decision. I hope it was the first time you ever did this,
It was the first time, and yes, it was a horrible decision.
but it's
I guess it just hasn't,
it's terrible.
like,
And you'll get it at some point. I
No, I
assume.
know.
I don't know you, but
I know,
you'll be like,
Doubtful.
holy fuck, what did I do?
I have already, as soon as that guy walked in, I said that.
Right, but-
That guy.
But,
His name is Chris fucking Hansen. He was a major network star.
I don't know how the bond thing works.
I'll find out what it is.
Player
I'll bring
in
it
the media.
downstairs And just,
You know who he
you
is.
can make a phone call at some point and see if you could raise it. If you just want to sit quiet for tonight, we put you in a cell with a blanket. You go to bed.
Oh, a
you eat
blanket.
Breakfast in the morning. We keep you.
Now you're
until
talking.
Sunday, we keep you all day. Till Monday morning, we bring you.
Yeah, no one mentioned a blanket before.
Makes sense?
Yeah, and this was.
Let's get me to the cell. Get me this blanket that you speak of.
So planning on going home tonight.
Where's
Well,
this
I can tell you
illustrious
what the bond
blanket
is,
that was
but,
promised me?
If I can't, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what it is, I guess.
Usually, have you ever been arrested or in any trouble?
No.
Never in your life? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just grab somebody and we'll go downstairs, okay?
Use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Let me just
Yeah.
get somebody quick to give me a
Yeah.
little hand here.
And there we go. Great final position right there. All right, and that concludes the Jeff Sokol saga. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do some other weird interrogations later on. Peace.